Okay, so you should have received your cocktail of the month package. Now, let's go through what you have so you know what to do with it, and then we'll dive into some of the recipes. So, to start, most importantly, the gin. This month, it's a spice gin. As that is the time of the season right now, it is a warming tone, that's what we want to bring to the table. So this is the Reid's Spice Gin. Next thing that we're gonna have, once again, fitting to the season, we've got some pressed apple cider here. So we're gonna be using these in 2 different cocktails. So we'll show you how to use that. Next thing we've got, this is one from Fever Tree, is the spiced orange ginger ale. Light in body, but quite refreshing with a little bit of that seasonal tone as well. Then of course, from that as well, we crafted a spiced and honey simple syrup. Something simple and easy for you guys to enjoy. It's gonna elevate your cocktails, and it's really simple to make at home as well, but we wanted to make that for you too. The next thing that we also needed to include was a little bit of lemon cocktail mix, because you're gonna need that to bring some of that balance from the spice. That citrus is necessary, as well a lime cocktail mix. So you want both, because they're both gonna play differently in different cocktails. Next thing that we're gonna do, we've also got sage. Now, the sage in this bag here is fresh sage. We're gonna be using it on a smashed cocktail. You just wanna take that sage, it's gonna really have a lot of aroma. Next as well, we have an orange. We're gonna be playing around with this. We're gonna be doing some zesting, and we're gonna be playing with some fire, so that's always fun. And then of course, some cinnamon. We're gonna be shaving some cinnamon. Now, we did think you might have eggs at home, and if you don't, we wanted to include those too. So there's some eggs here for you as well. We're gonna be doing some egg white cocktails too. Now, if you don't wanna have eggs in your cocktails, that's fine. You don't need to include it. It's just gonna change the froth on the top. That's about it. And then for that stirred in glass cocktail, we wanted to include a spoon for you too. All right, so what the first cocktail that we're gonna make is a cider smash. This is a smash style cocktail. It's gonna use some of that sage. It's gonna use some of our more bolder, full flavor cocktail ingredients. The first thing you're going to do is grab a shaker with ice. I've already got my ice in here. We're gonna be putting all the ingredients into the side that does not have the ice in it. We don't wanna melt all that ice before we shake. So, first thing we're gonna do is grab some of that cider, starting with your most readily available ingredient. We're gonna be doing 75 mils, so 50 on the top and 25 on the bottom, so 1 and 1. Nice and simple. There you go, 25 right there. And on the small side, 50 there, and on the small side, 25. Next, we're gonna wanna bring in some of that lime juice, really kind of bring a balance to it. So, freshly squeezed lime juice, we've taken the work out of it for you. We actually squeeze all the lime juice and then create that cocktail mix for you. So about half the small size, about 15 mil. There you go. Once again, we're doing it on the side without the ice, because we don't want that ice to be melting while we're making the cocktail. The next component that we're gonna wanna bring in is that spiced honey simple syrup. So with this one here, the spiced honey simple syrup really has simple ingredients. It's gonna have your honey, cassia or cinnamon, allspice, and water. We want it to keep it simple, it's easy to make at home as well. Really shake this one up because it does settle. Shake, shake, shake. Always make sure you refrigerate your simple syrups as best as you can, okay? So we shake that up, and we're gonna be putting in about 25 mils on this guy here. So not the big side, but the small side. About that right there. Once again, into the side without the ice. Okay, we're almost there, we're almost done. Next step and final step, putting in some gin. I always wait until the end to put the gin in, just in case I make a mistake here. I don't wanna have to, put that gin into a drink that I didn't make right. So, now we're gonna be doing on the gin side, we're gonna be doing 50 mils, so the full side of spiced gin. There we go, perfect. Now to shake. When it comes to shaking, especially a smash, we're really gonna wanna shake it hard. So we put it in there, and all right, not too long. Now, we're gonna be pouring that right into your rocks glass. Standard rocks glass will do. There you go, perfect. And now we need to put some sage on there, because sage at the end of the day is gonna bring a little bit of that herbal tone. You don't need too much. I'm gonna take some here, just about 2 or 3 leaves. I'm gonna smack it. That's gonna release the oils. Now that those oils are released, I'm gonna bring it along the rim like that. Nice and simple. Place it on top. It's up to you how you want to garnish your cocktail. And there we go. That's it. That's all. And that there is going to be your cider smash. Okay, so for the next cocktail, we're gonna be making a toasted orange ginger Collins. Now, when it comes to making this cocktail, it's made in glass, nice and simple. I've already got my ice in here. We're we're gonna start with the most readily available ingredient, which is gonna be your lemon juice. So, 50 mils of lemon juice in there. Keep it simple, keep it easy. Next, we're gonna be doing that spiced gin again. So, with this as well, 50 mils. Real simple. There we go. So we're already about halfway there on the glass. The next and final stage that we need is to put a little bit of the Fever Tree Spiced into Orange Ginger Ale. When it comes to Fever Tree Spiced into Orange Ginger Ale, it's refreshing, it's light, it's not gonna be overpowering, and it's gonna actually balance out the cocktail quite a lot. So now, I'm just gonna pour that in there. You're still gonna need to stir this up, otherwise you're gonna end up with a bit of a layered cocktail effect. That's why we've included the stir spoon for you. So, back against and just go around a couple times there. That's all you gotta do. That. Hopefully you don't knock the ice out like I did, but that's all you need there. The next and final stage, to really give it that kind of toasted fall seasonal feel to it, we wanted to make sure we're bringing a fresh orange into the mix, but the next is we're actually gonna spritz that and light that on fire. So first, pulling back, you really wanna get a lot of that rind. There you go, nice, all the way back, fresh. I do it around the glass to already get the oils. I'm gonna use some of the oils, but we're gonna bring a lot more of those oils to the table shortly. But before I do so, I need to bring some fire into the mix as well. So with the light, hopefully there we go. I've got my match. I'm gonna let the match burn for a second. You don't want that smell of sulfur. You want that smell of burning wood. So let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. Then you're gonna take the back side and you're gonna break the back of the orange peel and zest it. So just like that, a little bit of that flame in there. It doesn't need to be too much. There we go, nice. Now we're done, and all we need to do is just rim it like that, and we're golden. Cheers. All right, so for the next cocktail, we're gonna be making the spiced and sour fizz. This is a classic style cocktail, but with a bit of a twist to it. We're gonna be using our spiced gin, of course. We're gonna be using some of that cider and those full-bodied flavors. So the first ingredient that we're gonna need and we're gonna wanna include is some lemon juice. Now, this is a bit more complex of a cocktail. We're gonna be using egg whites in there. So you wanna make sure that your shaker does not have ice to start. We will be putting in ice later, but not right away. So first, we're gonna be putting in 25 mils of lemon juice, the small side of your measure, right in there, nice and easy. Next ingredient that we're gonna be wanting to put in there is some of that apple cider. So 25 mils, once again, of that apple cider, small side, with no ice in the shaker. Remember that? There we go, because we are gonna be doing a dry shake. Like I was saying, dry shake is a shake without any ice in there. The next one, we're gonna be using that simple syrup that we got. Once again, shake, shake, shake. This one does settle. We're gonna be doing 15 mils, so half the small side. Nice and simple. There we go. No pun intended. Next, we're gonna be putting in some of that gin. Gin is vital in any of these cocktails. So once again, that spiced gin is what we're gonna be using. We're gonna be putting in a full-size serving, the 50 mils right here. So, 50 mils of spiced gin, there we go. Keep it simple, keep it easy. The next ingredient, and this one's a fun one, once again, make sure there is no ice in your shaker. We're gonna be using an egg white. Now, how do you crack an egg white? How do you use an egg white in a cocktail? First off, you wanna make sure you're shaking it without ice, okay? Next thing, there's different ways to do it. Some people just buy the egg whites, and that's why we have the measurement there for you. But realistically, it's one egg white. All you gotta do is just go crack, okay? You're gonna crack it. I'm gonna open it up only about a millimeter. And there we go. You see that egg white's coming? Tip it back and forth a little bit. There we go. That's it, that's all. Keep it nice and simple. You really don't need to overcomplicate it. And that's all. You don't need to break it open. Just break it open about a centimeter, and let that egg white kind of run out, and there you go. That should be all you need for your cocktail. The next thing we're gonna be doing is dry shaking this. So, we've got all our ingredients in here. Egg white was the last to go in because you don't wanna mess it up first. Then dry shake with no ice. You can hear that. It's not making that classic sound, but what it's doing is it's really frothing that cocktail up. It might expand a little bit with pressure, release the pressure a little bit, bring it back, close it, keep shaking a little bit. The more you shake it, the more frothy it gets. You order a Ramos Gin Fizz in New Orleans, they'll shake it for 10 to 20 minutes. So we're not gonna do that here today. We're gonna keep this short and sweet, but that should be enough. Now we need some ice in there. We're gonna shake it one more time. And ice right in there. Boom, smack it in and shake. There we go. Once again, I'm not doing 10 to 20 minutes here today. But now we're almost ready. We can do a double strain or we can do a single strain. We're gonna be doing a double strain for myself. If you don't have the fine mesh strainer, that's okay. Now you can do two different styles. You can do kind of more of a coupe style. I'm gonna be using a bit more of that champagne style. I like to see how it cascades in. As you pour it, you're gonna see that's a lot of kind of foam. It's going to settle, don't worry. It's gonna leave about an inch or two of headspace there. Nice and simple. You really want to let it get in there. There we go. All right, perfect. Now to finish this cocktail off, I'm gonna take some cinnamon. I'm gonna sprinkle it in a weird way, but it's a shave. So I take my cassia stick or my cinnamon stick, I've got my cocktail, I take a knife, and I just kind of go like this. You're kind of shaving it effectively. Nice and simple, but what that's gonna do is that is gonna bring a really fine, misted, refreshing cassia finish to the cocktail. And there you go, that is your final, the spiced and sour fizz. So now you've got 3 different cocktails you can make. You can do a lot more with these ingredients, but we want to set you off with 3 styles that could really help you out. So cheers and enjoy.